My name is Carson. Welcome to Thrifty Garage, a channel where we do everyday repairs, how-tos, and reviews. And in today's video, we'll be doing a gravel driveway expansion. We recently purchased a home, and for the landscaping business, I need a place that I can maneuver and turn around trailers. So we have a single wide driveway, and we're going to be doing a turnaround section on it with gravel. So to give this project some context, this work is being performed in conjunction with sewer repair. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. But I was waiting for the city inspector to come and take a look at the sewer line we recently tapped into the main line, and decided to chop down the cedar tree. So first things first, we'll take out the cedar tree. A little bit underwhelming. The size, I expected it to be a little bit bigger, as you can see by the camera angle, but it was a little bit shorter than I expected. Came down relatively easy without any issues. Wanted to let you know up front here, this will be a little bit of a different video. I captured a lot of footage of this and wanted to share most of it. Most of it's in the form of a time lapse, and I'll be doing a voiceover and then add some music here and there where I deem necessary. I received my first dump truck load of gravel. For this project, I ended up needing 4 loads of gravel. Each load is about 15 tons for a total of approximately 60 tons. Cost in our region is amongst the most competitive across the U.S. Total cost for all the rock was about $800, which comes out to be about $13 to $14 a ton delivered. I know some people were paying upwards of $50 a ton delivered. For the material, I chose a 1-inch minus limestone. The larger stones allow for a breakdown over time, and the smaller fines allow for compaction. Additionally, watering in and using a roller would be very beneficial to set the stone in and firm up the driveway. I hooked up the Bobcat skid steer to the tree with the chain and hauled it off to my firewood area to be cut and split. Next, I worked on removing the stump. Because this tree was living, the root system was well established and intact. The best way to remove a tree is to attack its roots. In this case, I dug around the trunk about 1 or 2 feet down and severed most of the roots. I also left the trunk a bit high to allow some additional leverage to push over and break the tap roots. Overall, this stump came out relatively easily. Once removed, I rolled it around and tried to remove as much dirt as possible. I backfilled as much of the stump hole as possible and tried to compact it with the tracks. For a driveway install like this, it's best to have untouched native soil beneath the new gravel driveway. This large hole will be the most susceptible to giving me issues with the new driveway. Because of this, I left this section extra deep and will use more gravel here. The use of fabric will also assist in firming up this potential soft spot. For the location of the driveway, I simply painted out where I wanted it to go. We've been driving the truck and trailer on the lawn, so it was pretty apparent how wide and the shape required to work well for our application. I also took into consideration the width of the fabric. Next, I scooped up the stump and carried it over to the burn pile. Then I began digging. For this project, I wanted the driveway to be flush with the grade of the lawn. I did this for many reasons. First, for a clean and smooth look for the yard. Second, for water runoff. The last thing I wanted was the driveway sticking out 4 inches and creating a dam for water causing future issues. Third, under this lawn was some really nice topsoil. Quality black dirt can be sometimes hard to come by, so I'll take all I can get. I removed approximately 4 inches of depth and cleaned up the edges with the bucket. Next, I removed the concrete edging between the existing driveway and the expansion. I only removed part of the concrete because it was going to be 2 to 3 inches higher than the finished grade. The roots from this pine tree had lifted the concrete on the left. Picked up this roll of fabric from another contractor. This is filter fabric, so I don't think this is the intended purpose, but it will do the job. Just keep that sediment from filtering up from below, coming up above, and getting into the rocks. So it should help keep it more stable through here and require less gravel over time. So I'm gonna roll this out. I did see a number on here. For you guys that know what product this is, quite the name here. For the fabric, I installed the double width on both entrances and only 1 roll wide on the bend. So far that has worked really well for sizing. If you have ever installed rock on fabric, you will know that the direction of the overlaps make a big difference. It is always best to spread the rock from the piece of fabric on top towards the fabric on bottom. This will prevent the edge from lifting up and folding, causing shallow fabric and increasing the chance of snagging it with the bucket and ripping out a section accidentally. I started with 1 load of rock to see how much I would need. Initially, I was hoping that 2 total loads would be enough, but after installing the first load, it was apparent that I would need at least 2 more. After some additional thought, I ended up ordering 3 additional loads, and a good thing because 3 more loads was perfect. The total driveway expansion ended up being approximately 1,500 square feet in size. If I've done my math correctly, 60 tons of rock is approximately 40 cubic yards of material. 40 yards into 1,500 square feet is an average of 9-inch depth. Now I know I may have gone a little deeper and applied a little heavy, but I don't think I've gone 9 inches everywhere. For those that have installed driveways before, leave a comment and let me know. Did I apply too much rock? To be honest, this is my first driveway I have ever installed. I've added gravel and top coated a few here and there, but it was usually a favor to landscaping clients while I was there on their site doing other work. I enjoy this type of equipment work, but it definitely has a level of skill I haven't fully mastered. But honestly, this is how I expand my portfolio. If I don't know how to do a particular service, I usually try it on my own house so I can learn the pitfalls. This is how I started doing Christmas lights. I did a ton of research and ended up installing them on my own house and learned for myself what issues I would face. This made it so I wouldn't look like an idiot while learning on a client's property. Okay, enough talking, let's get back to the driveway. From here out, it was basically rinse and repeat. Scrape topsoil, install fabric, and top coat with new gravel. To protect the edge of the concrete driveway, I was going to leave in the concrete border in this location. I went back and forth as the concrete is a bit higher and there's a slight drop. Ultimately, I decided to rip out this concrete border for a smoother transition. Unfortunately, the concrete driveway along the edge here is very thin and is inevitably going to crack and break off in pieces. Down the road, we may rip this out and install a new concrete pad, but that's a story for a different day.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for watching this Thrifty Garage video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative and useful, if not at least entertaining. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.